Patrick hasn't made a film with me now since he was about 12 years old. He was about that high then. And we made fly fishing films when we first met, and he came fishing and did all sorts of different crafts with me and painting, and he's learned many skills since. We listed it once at over 80, didn't we?
Yeah.
He's now, how old are you?
23.
23 years old, and a young man now, as you can see, leaving that aside. He's carried on with these skills and now is going into woodworking almost for his career. We're not sure quite what's happening yet, but certainly he's going to be able to make some money in the future and totally enjoy what he's doing because he's getting some wonderful ideas. We've got a little selection of the work here. Today we're going to go and buy some oak. This is why we're filming today, because I'm going to show you what he's progressed into and the sort of work he's doing on his own. He's been taking these skills forward on his own and looking on the internet and so on. Today we're going to go and buy some oak, and we're going to do a more refined piece. These pieces are quite rough and ready, reclaimed furniture and so on. He's learnt about anti-sloning, he's put woods together to make various surfaces. We've been using resins and all sorts. But I think it's time he moved on to more refined work, so we're still keeping within that sort of medieval theme. We're going to buy some oak to do a nice medieval chair, aren't we, oak chair, that was from the Tudor period, and we'll show you right from the beginning to the end how he gets on with that. Right, I'll let Patrick discuss what he's done with these. Pick up that little hatchet first. Let's have a look at that, Patrick, and see what we've done there. So, standing where you are, that's it. So what have you done on that? You've actually...
I got this cheaply from a yard sale, and I carefully engraved different markings. So
you've got a wood engraver, haven't you now? Yeah. And it's a kind of Celtic design, isn't it?
Yeah, I tried to copy a design from an image from the Viking period. Vikings,
yes, indeed. Well done. Next we have these lovely tables, and Patrick has finished this one. What did you do with this piece then, Patrick?
What I did was I had a load of pieces of timber laying around, and I didn't want to waste them, so I knocked together a nice little tabletop, and the legs were from
all those years ago, Le Paradou, weren't they, from the tables there. We bought them over from France, and the table was in the workshop. We've managed to pick up some stronger tables since, and Patrick had this lovely idea of using these slightly contemporary legs now to go onto this block that he's made with all of these pieces glued together and then sanded down.
I sprayed these legs so they're bronze and matched the tabletop.
Yes, so they match the wood more. I think it's a lovely piece, one of my favourite pieces, this one. Right.
This is a little stool I created with left behind pieces of wood that I got for a project. This is a small little stool I made with an off-cut piece of timber, and the legs and the beams are reclaimed pallet wood.
What wood?
Reclaimed pallet wood.
Oh, pallet, so yeah. Okay.
I used a router in the middle to round up this nice shape, as well as the outside, and as you can see here, I used a bit of rotor work to make the leg a little nicer. And you've
medieval pegged the crossbar through there, haven't you? That's lovely.
I looked up on the internet for simple Viking chairs, and this came up. Piece of wood going through a small gap here to balance it out. I found this design on the internet when I was looking up simple...
It's a Viking design, is it?
Simple Viking designs.
What does it mean?
Chairs. Each one of these numerals means a different...
What though?
Strength, fertility, joy and family.
Oh, right.
And this is a simple little jewellery box that I got. I painted it all nice, making it match to another piece of work I made.
So it's reconditioned, this one.
Yeah.
It's already made, but you've repainted it and used your new painting techniques with sponges?
With sponges, little handworks to match the other piece of furniture I made.
Where's that? It's not here.
Which I'll show you in a minute.
Great.
A anti-sloned side table, which I painted in 3 colours: a white, a dark green, and an eggy green.
Right. And then you just rubbed it off a little bit to make it look a little bit older, and gave it some what we call patina. Gave it some age, didn't you?
Yeah.
Very nice.
And this, finally, is a little step-on stool.
For what purpose? Just to reach shelves and things?
Just to reach shelves.
Yeah. What have you done there?
From pallet wood. each of these was bit of the dividers in plywood, which I only had like 8 of. So what I did was cut it down the middle and glue them side by side to give me this nice little pattern.
And you've been playing with various stains, learning about stains as well, haven't you?
And the outside is a dark oak stain, and the middle is a dark cherry stain.
Was it strong? Okay, talk.
Yeah. As you can see here, it holds my weight quite nicely.
Wow, it must be strong then. Well, here's the smaller one Patrick made, and we were talking about a larger piece which is rather lovely. As you can see here, the decoration is done, which is actually, I think, originally inspired by a sign that we've done, and we'll show you that in a moment, because I made a sign for the house and Patrick has recreated it since it rotted away, and we've resined it, and he's made a lovely job of it. But his painting skills as well as his woodwork skills have come on.
Yes, but Pete says, because he's that lovely artist, I've been improving my art slowly and slowly to be just like him.
We're just talking about the sign that Patrick made again, copied my one, did a lovely job on it, and you can see he's routed around the edge. We've actually used resin on this to get that lovely shiny finish. We discovered that to get this timber from the shop, the oak, was going to cost us about 220 or over £300, so I went to a reclaim yard and we managed to find more than enough timber to do the job for about £80. In fact, the next price up from the 220 was to say 300, so it saves us a lot of money. So Patrick, you think you measured up everything now to make a start?
Yep.
Take a look then, shall we? So what did this is the back, isn't it?
This is the back.
And we needed 5 pieces, didn't we?
Yeah.
They were how tall?
They're about 65 centimetres. Okay, I've just measured these timbers up to... I just measured these timbers up to 65 centimetres, just as the plan says right here. Okay, here we are. I've cut the planks of oak to 65 centimetres, just as the plan says on here. Now, I just need to cut it to 60 centimetres. As you can see here, I've marked out the line. I just need to mark it down to the bottom of the wood.
So, continuing Patrick's Elizabethan medieval chair, he's made the ends now. We've got some old wood managed to pick up from a reclaim yard, otherwise it would have cost us a lot of money. How much was it, Patrick? About 200 or 300, wasn't it?
About 200 one place, about 300
another, yeah, just for new wood, whereas this has cost us about 60 to get old bits of oak, which would be nicer in the end, I think. So he's glued these up ready for the sides, and he's now gluing up the base on the back. He's done the back there, the base, using what clamps, Patrick?
Sash clamp.
That's great, and you can see how he's glued those up, and you put little dowels in between each joint, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all of them, so they are strengthened and reinforced. So that's the next stage, and then we've got to plane all those up and shape them, haven't we?
Yep. Okay, I've got all the oak pieces glued together. Now, all I do now is use the planer, plane it all down nice and smooth and level. Okay, the bottom part of my chair is now done. Now is the last part of my cutting. It's to make the oak leaf, and I've made this nice little template of a oak leaf, which I'm going to put on the top of the chairs right here. So let's see how that goes. And as can you see, the template of the oak leaf fits perfectly nicely in the centre of this plank in the middle. Now all I have to do is cut it out and see how it looks after. Okay, everything is strapped down. I've measured the centre of this plank of wood so I can get dead centre for the oak leaf design to go to. Now I just need to trim along this line to here, same here, then cut down here, and what should lay behind in a nice oak leaf shape. Here we are, the first oak leaf cut out, onto the next one. As you can see here, I've marked out the mortise joints for the seat, and in the centre the beam to go across the middle. Okay, I got the first part of a mortise and tenon cut. Now I just need to cut the holes out for the seat on these two pieces. Okay, I've done the male mortise and tenon joint, and now I have to do the female mortise and tenon joint on here and on this one. So now I'd have to measure it up. Cut out the mortise joints, and also I've cut out the tenon joints. Now I just have to cut the mortise joints out of this one. Let's get measuring. Okay, now that I've finished the mortise and tenon joints, I can now concentrate on doing the back with this nice piece of wood here. With this nice piece of wood here. Okay, the back of my chair has been finished. Now I was gonna cut 4 holes in here to make a nice little flower pattern, but having a chat with Pete, we decided instead of drilling holes in, I'd put a Tudor rose right here. So I drew a picture of a Tudor rose in paper, cut it out so I could place it on the wood to see how it looks. And now I just have to draw this on the wood. Here comes the fun part. I spent a total of 3 hours sharpening all these chisels ready to carve out the Tudor rose right here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I've used the feed chisel to carve around the outside of the Tudor rose lightly. Now I'm going to go over it again, but go a little bit more deeper, then carve out the petals. The Tudor rose has been finished. Now it's time to carve out the oak leaf. Well, now after a load of carving, I've gotten the oak leaf to this point. One fully carved oak leaf here with nice veins, nicely shaped. Now it's time to do the other one, and then after that I'll be bringing it together by putting some routing on the edges. Here we are, the first side of my oak chair is almost finished. I've drilled the holes and I've finished off the oak leaf. All the nice veins going
Here's
up.
the other one. I've marked out where I'm going to drill. Now let's get this done, then I can get the routing done.
After weeks of work, this is my final product. This nice oak chair that I've made. It took me weeks to do, really tested my abilities. With the help of my stepdad Pete, this is my best work yet. And I did all the carving, every detail. The veins on the oak leaves, to the Tudor rose, to the pegs with the acorns on. So also I want to thank Pete for helping me with this project, and I hope to do more videos with better work.
Take a break on them. Well, that's something you could do. Well, Patrick, well done. What do you think? Lovely piece of work, isn't it?
Here is the finished oak chair that I have made. I have given it a coat of varnish, sanded it down to seal the grain. Then after it, I used some beeswax and gave it 2 coats of it to give it a nice clean look.